child. Oh, damn. Gotta pick another salad, man. Oh, this is not cool, bro. Come on. You gotta kid me, man. What is it with this? Man, I mean, it ain't gonna kill me. I want a brown salad. I think I'm gonna pick brown salad. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Make sure I ain't gonna work. Yes, sir. No, that's garbage. That should smell like poop in a minute. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, shit. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Oh, shit. They done busted open, bro. All right. Put them in here. What the motherfuckers meant to be? Boom, 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 boom. God. Damn. Oh, shit. Crazy. Like, we don't want that to bust though, bro. Oh, shit. I think it's swelling. I think the motherfucker's swelling. I think it's swelling. I think it's swelling. What's up, Bubba? Oh, well, I can't leave that right there, man. If you bust over right there, that'd be bad, man. I think I had it in the freezer. I thought you ain't saying nothing, bro. What you say, man? Okay. Fine. No, that's neighbor shit. We don't mess with that shit. No, sir. It's that natty. That's that. I call that the crack beers. That's that Detroit, Michigan shit. No, sir. Yeah, but why you run when you hit the water? Like, you know what? I'm gonna throw your ass in the bathtub just for that, nigga. Just for that, man. Throw your ass in the bathtub. And watch how you get down. You might start swimming in this shit. I'm throwing your ass in the bathtub. Oh, you gonna have to learn. You run upstairs. All that run upstairs ain't going on. That ain't gonna happen. Yeah. I'm gonna throw your ass in the bathtub. You're gonna be swimming. 8th grade and underway, nigga. All right, little G. Throw your ass in the motherfucking bathtub. All that running you doing, you ain't getting away from that, but you running to. And we both inside these walls, man. Could it be the food, man? What do you think? Trust that look, man. You gotta pick another salad, young Mike. What you do? What you do? Oh, that was me. Oh, you said right? Oh, Nick, I got something for you. I got something for your ass. Oh shit, you done chewed the air out of his honey pitbull here. Hold on, what up? Oh, you got them hitting over here in the coop like no damn. Ready? Ready? Boy. It's good. It's good. Where's the other one at? Is it up under the sofa? You ready? You ready? And you turn around like you all tell. What are you talking about? Yeah. Is this your favorite spot right there? That's why I always see it right there. Give me back my listen. No, don't come over here trying to chase that nigga. No, nigga. I hit the wall. Get it, boy, get it. Now bring it back. No, nigga, I ain't coming back over there. You're trying to have me winded, nigga. You know I ain't in the great shape I used to be in. I'm attempting to enjoy some of this percolating time of age, nigga. You old retarded thing. You broke this. You did good, and these are expensive. These are the real ones, not made in China. How'd you break it, though? Read a little early there, brother. That's right. Huh? Oh, it's connected? Okay, come on. What the hell? No, not that. Make sure. I can't believe why would you get up here and think you can play with this? I thought I left it in the truck. It's over there, broken. I'm glad you didn't get these out, little bro. Cause you know what? What you hiking for? Nigga, I would throw them sneakers. Well, I ain't got no kung fu slippers down there. I'll throw them kung fu slippers at your way. He's like, you gonna stop talking that animal abuse shit you be talking all the time? Shit, you old. I said I rescued you, you rescued me, right? Ain't that how it's supposed to be, cuz? Your little fat head self, nigga. Where's the... You ain't helping me, man. You don't help me. Where's that? That was over here. Where's the wire? Not the one you were chewing on, the good wire. Where's the good wire? Bro, you're not helping me. Let's get this read on, man. Let's plug this in. Alright? Make sure all these are good. They really want me to turn the internet back on in my truck. These people are fucking retarded, bro. on, man. Don't mess with the sneakers, man. Come on, man. Let's get this good read and share some good information with the brothers and sisters. All right? I'll take the time. Like I said, if y'all see ads at any time when y'all come to watching in the videos, watch the ad all the way through. Just do me that favor. Because it's not like, you know, I'm not going to keep going off to get super chats and stuff like that. I'm going to keep telling the truth as it should be told. And I'm going to tear people's asses without them recognizing things. Run around with fake egos. I'm going to destroy their egos just because they went ahead and did that. I always said, humble yourself when you're teaching. There's people teaching, and that's why I don't tell the story incomplete, and that's why I don't share every bit of information, because people need to work. You need to research. And then when people find stuff, it's like, duh. Like, and there's 100 more materials out there, maybe 1,000 more. Like, people get big heads. That's why I need people to ascend, to kill off the ego. Stop acting like you know everything, because the majority of you people come over here and get something. I like the ones who are very humble about it, and I love the way they're doing. They come and watch, they do the research, and they share what they find. Beautiful, you know, and it's obvious, and that's beautiful. And they're building a library. The most important thing, they're not becoming part of self-affliction, the things that destroy us, to create division and separation. You know, I spoke highly about why would anybody want to charge somebody to help them change their status. So I put a video up, like only a handful were like, thank you, James. It is not expensive. It is not like that. You've got to be assertive. You've got to know that you're more than your name. And if the people in front of you are conflicted, tell them to go on all the way to fuck up. Because they don't stop at any one particular individual. All right? Because don't nobody tell you who you are, what your name is, and who the fuck they think you are. Excuse my language. I'm still wired this morning. I actually had somebody stop by chat. I had to lay it on them. And then they was like, okay. It was not a fear. I said, what have you done in this world? That's all I said to them. What the fuck have you done? In this earth, and in this world, in the short time your ass been here. They sitting there looking at me like this. I don't want to hear about what your mammy and your grand fucking mammy got. If you can't go back 12, 16 fucking generations, you don't say a goddamn thing to me. Well, you know, no, I don't. Before you even say something, I don't know what the fuck is going on in your head. You sitting right there by my cat's bed, and he's kind of grippy about you, and he loves everybody. Now, your ass is sitting there, and I haven't took the guns out the room because I didn't want the motherfucker to feel like threatened, you know, because it's just me. So when people come here, I put them, Rondo and them, West Side, I'm gonna tell you, no, unless we're all sitting around and we're just talking about guns. But and I laid it on him for about a good 25 minutes. I says, how dare you? I says, no, I like what you shared. And I ain't ask, I don't give a fuck whether you like it or not. I'm asking people to do the damn research. When you hear me talk about something that probably is right up front and center, the only reason why I do it is because somebody messaged me, they hit me up, hey, Red, or they share something like I really don't give a flying F about. So I say, I come over here and I'll share my little thought on it, my input, or I'll say, look, while I'm Google, because that's probably what y'all have. Y'all don't have other 6 or 8 of the other platforms maybe. And I'll say, go from there. Not everybody wants to like drive like a minute and a half away from a library. You know what I mean? Like, no, you know, it's some people don't have it like that. Or a lot of people just not going to take the time to go in there to learn how to use the system they have now to find what they need. Okay? So I'm going to share those things if I find that maybe somebody else might be wondering about what's going on. Because like I said, I'm around veterans and I'm around rednecks and all that, and they talk all the time. So this is how I am, like this. Y'all got something else to talk about? That's me. I'm serious. And they be like, you don't find that important? They don't even ask that no more. I'm like, why should I? I'm like, is it important? And then they think. I said, y'all sound drama filled. And when I say that, then they go, they go to the fridge because, you know, we got garage tools and welding and masks. And they go and get a couple of beers and shot James, you know, and they do their thing. And okay, yeah, I can see that. I'm like, no, man, maybe y'all had something there. It's just, it's easy to manipulate people. All right. So if I can manipulate you into stepping into your fucking self, that's what I'm going to do. Let's go ahead and get the read on for today. Let's turn that off. First, let me share this with you. Okay? Let's go all the way to the beginning over here. And then we don't want that. So, how many of y'all know the 5 points? Well, we're not going to go through all the 5 points of each one. The 5 points of the First Amendment. Then there's the 5th, and then there's the 6th, the 8th, and the 9th. How many of y'all know the 5 points? Or parts, people will say. Points. Well, let me help you out. The First Amendment protects some of our most cherished rights, including religious liberty, free speech, a free press, the right to assemble, and the right to petition our government for a redress of grievance. Now, I'm only saying this because our original Constitution was hyperverbalist. It was standalone. It didn't need this shit. But see, all this right here, if you really think about it, religious liberty. Well, that way the people who ratified this, and I'll tell you when and how, when they ratified this and established those things, that had nothing to do with the original Constitution. It was for the Republic, by the people, for the people, of the fucking people. It couldn't be swayed or dead, but we'll get into the latter part of what I said. Yet, these are the things they would use to reverse the people. Religion, freedom of speech. They would make people in costumes ignorant because they will say there's somebody over you. This is what you need to do. This is a procedure that has nothing to do with the law. So it overlooks the oath they swore to, shows their ignorance. And then a free press based upon racist ideology. Because a lot of Spanish motherfuckers in this country right now are some of the worst, dumbest motherfuckers I've ever seen. Not the people I consider kinfolk and family, but these motherfuckers coming from one place to another place and then coming here, seriously, who are your enemy. And they're not from Cuba. They're not, I can't say they're all now from South America, but Portuguese and Spanish coming by way of fucking so-called Europe. That's right, motherfuckers. That's the facts, which you don't know about, nor will you pay attention to. Anyway, free press. So that means that you can have stuff like when the Daily Mail first came out, it was kind of like the Star and shit like that. You know what I mean? Or some worse ones that y'all probably read. That's all drama and BS. All right. And that's what keeps everything going. You know what I'm saying? As far as the dumbing down of our republic. A right to assemble. What do they mean by assemble? Think about it. Okay. And the right to petition our government for a redress of grievance. First of all, we can go into other Bill of Rights and Constitution that if we know this tyranny, they need to step the fuck down. It doesn't matter about a police. It doesn't matter about a secret organization, military. It don't matter about the fucking sheriff or the marshals who want to stand there because they've been bought out and paid out like all the other monkeys right now. If we was to come together and say, these motherfuckers got to go and we ain't talking about tomorrow. We don't give a fuck about your White House security that's highly trained. Fuck all of them. We don't give a fuck. You've got to step down. Yo, what you're saying is moot, and we don't want to hear is an act of fucking Congress, because that's a lie too. That has nothing to do with the Constitution. Why do I say that? That's the 5 parts. Now I'm gonna get into the 7 parts. Of the Constitution. We know that it's Article 1, legislative branch. What do? Legislate what? Article 2, executive branch. What do they execute? Article 3, judicial branch. What are they supposed to hold? And what is the states and everybody in the United States supposed to adhere to? Do you see otherwise? Hold on. Article 4, relationships between the states. It's not supposed to be relationships. It's supposed to be the United fucking States of America. This is why I showed the perversion of what they made compared to what we had. The original Republicans were Negro. Why? Because it's our fucking land. All right? Listen, Article 5, amending the Constitution. What does that give them? They can't change the Constitution, but amend means to what? Oh, they can't take nothing away from it, but they have to look at things. They can circumvent things and create the bullshit to which you're seeing now that has nothing to do with the oaths or the Constitution, the Republic, for the people, of the people, by the fucking people. This is where they tread. That's why we were reading William Cooper. As far as the narrative of the UN, doesn't really even exist no more. It doesn't. It has since after they persecuted and brought the majority of those Nazis over here. Article 6, supreme law. What is the supreme law? It's based upon order, isn't it? The land. This is why we're dealing with such ignorance and arrogance from pale skins with straight hair and self-hating niggas. All right. In Article 7, ratification. Now, why did I say that?
Article 7's ratification. Let's get a dialogue, if we could. We need to read. Article 7 declares that the Constitution becomes the official fucking law of the land when ratified by 9 states. What were the 9 states? This is where they fucked up at. New Hampshire, Delaware, Pennsylvania. Of course, Pennsylvania, right? In Delaware, right? New Jersey, Georgia, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Maryland, and South Carolina. Did y'all know that New Hampshire became the 9th state? They're talking about this was 1787 to 1788. I beg to differ. It was 1877. How long do people say Lincoln was murdered in 1861? Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by these Ashkenazi bastards in 1865. We know those are fake pictures of him. I already showed you who this man is, who's the character standing in lieu to whitewash history to make these sumps coming over here feel like they something. No hate, my pale skin brothers, but you need to know the truth. If you don't have a problem with that, go sit your ass in the corner. All right? Or go watch the fucking 1942 movie Holiday Inn. Fuck out of here. They even made a hotel because the shit was so comical. Out of the first one, out of a Tartarian place where we met. And John Wilkes Booth was a goddamn, before you were Jews and Ashkenazis and anything else. Well, you were always Ashkenazis, I guess. Whatever that made up identity is. So there you go. Want to read some more? I think this shit is kind of important to know these things. Oh, let me shout you out. Hey, Lord, what's going on, brother? You'll just stood up. Hey, Mikey Cox, Tara Payne, what's going on? I hope it's all right over there in Hawaii. Mikey Cox, Rondo. Who else is up in here? It's good to see you all up in here. Six Boss, what's going on, beloved? I know it's, I said let me come on a little early, all right? So we're going to go ahead and start with Exposing the Expositions, 1915, revised edition by Howdy Mikowski from 2019, it's 2021, all right? And this is an excellent read. This is like the 4th time I'm actually, well, besides reading it to myself. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm so tired of dumbass. Every time I turn around, I see these little cocky. I got at least a few $100,000 in my bank account, if not $500,000 by now, and I'm gonna keep pushing forward because I'm great. You know, I can't. You can't make up this arrogant ignorance of these motherfuckers, man. I don't even comment because I don't feel no kind of way. I just look at them like dumb. I don't care what they did before. You would think people would elevate and fucking illuminate for once in their miserable, meaningless fucking lives. Only thing they can talk right now, you can see the condition of programming. Trump. Like, shut the fuck up. So tired of these dumb bastards. Anyway, let's go ahead and get it in. This book will look at world exhibitions held between 1850 and 1915, okay? Seems like a simple thing, right? City holds a big fair, constructs a bunch of buildings, presents a ton of technology and progress. Millions come to the city, sort of like an Olympics of showing off. We still have expositions, most recently in Montreal in 1967 and Vancouver in 1986. I remember that. Recently, for those of us who are Canadian, food, beer, midway rides, and art galleries. A new car exhibit, a funky space age building, voila, fair. But as you see in the photos, the fairs of 100 years ago are nothing like what they have become. The Australian World Exposition Project sponsors report in 1966 claimed that of all events of recent history, only wars have had a more dramatic influence than world expositions upon the expression of civilization. Civilization. It's like an ism. Or ish. We are not just looking at history. We will be looking at how history was being invented and presented, sent to the world's population through the fairs. What is odd is that every World Expo city prior to 1915 had a giant fire in its recent past. In Chicago's case, just 20 years prior to the exposition, then the buildings got torn down. You can sense the question that I have immediately. If a city that has not long ago lost most of its buildings in a massive fire, why would they immediately tear down some giant buildings that were recently built? That led me to wonder not only how fast the fairs were supposedly built, but how fast the cities themselves were built in time spans. That seems impossible even with modern building machinery today. It is. And I did construction when I lived in New York for like 3 years. I did roofing with James Roofing. I installed pools. A lot of people said, why can't black folks swing buoyancy and all this fake Darwinism ideology bullshit? I said, what do you mean? You ain't read no real history books. We were the greatest swimmers fucking known, from goddamn Cuba to Brazil all the way up. The Louisiana, the Gulf. What are you talking about? Even around the world, Papua New Guinea, every last one of us. It was until y'all started taking over our swimming pools. Why do I say that? Because I worked with Douglas and Williams pool doctors for 3 years. After the military, before I became a manager for Whole Foods. Yes, Douglas and Williams pool doctors, Montclair, New Jersey. And he, the Italian guy, the Sicilian guy, he let me know. He says, man, I remember my papa, he was older, like 20 years older than me. He says, my papa used to talk about how y'all used to be swimming like dolphins. Well, you know what happened in the 50s and 60s, right? Okay, we're going to leave it right there. Anyway. The image above is the Chicago Exposition, all 700 acres of it. Okay? And all suggested to have been magically built in less than 2 years. You think them motherfuckers knew how to build that kind of shit? They knew how to destroy 700 acres, y'all. 700 acres. I watched 30 Mexicans build a house in 3 years. A house, goddammit. Now, these structures were big with steel and iron and acoustics off the phenom, like the little tuning forks would make the windows would breathe, all kind of crazy stuff. These monkeys, where they destroyed everything over there, came over here to set and start destroying shit here. While we were busy fighting these motherfuckers from every time they test the walls. No Native American was fighting any fucking body. They don't whitewash paintings, and we find the real paintings, we put them up. Oh, what is that? Then you got the goofy come along, John Sandoval's, all these goofy ass retards. Yeah, well, that's not the real picture. Let's go. I said, well, go to Alamy, motherfucker. Go to the Library of Congress, motherfucker. They're there. Somebody that visited and looked as an artist. All those guys. He's a big photographer, right? Full of shit. Excuse my language. I'm really tired of these dumbass brown folk who are racist and dumb. Sacked upon this land, left here by way of the fucking Vatican, you Sephardic and crypto fucking bastards. I'm only saying that because you're ugly, dumb motherfuckers. Anyway, my apologies for the language, but hey, it is what it is. The same story is presented for the 1,200-acre exposition of St. Louis of 1904. The historical claim for all that being built in 2 years was due to it having been all constructed out of temporary materials. But is that true? Did they really build all temporary buildings and in the time frame specified? I asked a number of building contractors to get their input, and they claim very clearly that the time frames given for the buildings of these expositions was just not possible. Impossible, as a fact. These are not theorists. They construct buildings every day of their life. Even given a modern machine equipped workforce, they were clear the time frame for the building was not possible. No, listen, no matter what the material was being used, the best time frame they could give me with modern machines was 15 years. I will go into detail of exactly why they say this in upcoming chapters. We're going to leave it off right there. This is very important. Make notes of this stuff, all right? I got to get my pens, guys. I don't have my pens down here, do I? Thought I had one. Let me grab my pens. It'll take a hot second. I know I got one in the living room there. I don't need a highlighter, just a pen, marker. Well, it's kind of warm, right, buddy? What do you think? God damn it. I keep saying my apologies, like really. Okay, I had to run upstairs, guys. I actually took it upstairs. It was laying on the bed. I forgot. I was writing a letter. I was writing a letter to my son, the one that's passed away. Okay. You're my firstborn. Okay. Mark this. Write a letter to your deceased family members. And then burn it. Okay. Put that right there. 3. All right. Awesome stuff. Okay, so let's go ahead. So, I mean, yeah, you know, I mean, for any of you that did construction, you know what it takes at a building site. It's like they have different people come in to do different things at different period of times. I watched hotels go up. And I worked on the ground. Like when I worked security, I worked armed SP, right? Armed security. And I worked this site that they drove me from, like far away. I had my own vehicle, but they had like a bunch of us armed. You know, it was that important. Equipment, millions of dollars worth of equipment for this casino hotel, like in Jersey. And I was out there for like 4 years. And they hadn't even started working on the rooms and shit. And we're talking about tons of people and all kinds of folk working around the clock. Plumbing, electricity, everything. And then we're talking about square ass. These things ain't all that magnificent looking, okay? So let's get into Hidden Lands Beyond Antarctica, the continuation of Morse's journey between interconnected planets by Claudio Naselli. Okay, the 4th installment. Hey, Marcus, what's going on, blood? What's happening? What's happening? 2 Marcus Reynolds, all right. 6 Boss, what's going on? What's going on? T-Mac, NY, what's going on, blood? What's happening? What's happening? It's good to have y'all up in here. Let's go ahead and get it, because 32 minutes. I got to run somewhere and do something real quick and then come back and put on some PJs and shit, relax. Or some old kung fu shit and walk around here looking like... No. Chapter 28, The Rescue. Butler and our pilot, Lanier, had a heated talk where they... And y'all know who Butler is, right? Mr. Morrison's right-hand man, the captain, okay? Talk where they could not agree. But inside the ship, Lanier... Listen to this. Lanier commented that we had a system to track and or communicate with any other ancestor that was piloting or even navigating in the vicinity. Remember what I told you, what Iron Blues are like this big, giant, triangle ship that ain't got motors and all that kind of weird shit. This thing used like some of our old equipment. We've had machines that literally would fly off the ground. Like, seriously. Okay? Anyway. Pilots are even navigating in the vicinity. It served only with short distant frequencies. He called it the OP .05. Okay, it was also risky to activate it, but by then, where there were discrepancies and also activating the other plan was even more dangerous. Lanier carried out the rescue plan of sending a signal to try to look for help in the surrounding areas. My eyes itching. If any of y'all got dogs and they're getting really sick, be mindful and be careful. Okay? We understood that we were close to the Antarctic Peninsula and there could be camouflage ancestors in one of the bases operating there. The signal was sent and we waited a few minutes and Butler took the time. We could not exceed 5 minutes and 50 seconds. And so it was then that they were passing. The first, nothing. The second, nothing. The third, nothing. And the fourth was answered. In an incredible way and as a divine message, we had located ancestors near the area. Or so we thought, in parentheses. They headed towards us, but during the wait, the murmurs began again. We could not really know for sure that those who were coming for us were really ancestors or were sent by the parasites that had taken our technology. Now, the next 20 minutes were in complete silence, and we prepared ourselves as we could for a possible confrontation. A small but modern boat arrived at the shores of that strange island. From there, 2 people headed towards our meeting with an inflatable boat of those used for offshore rescue or simply to save themselves when the boat is in the last hours afloat. 2 agents introduced themselves as Josh and Riant. Butler greeted them cordially and Lana fortunately knew them both. I think from both parties we breathed a deep sigh of relief as they later commented that they were also approaching thinking that perhaps it was a custodian trap that had somehow picked up our signal using NOP 05. Now that should let you know the custodians look like us. Remember I said something, if y'all remember? Okay. Josh and Riant commented that they were very disturbed on the peninsula, okay? And all bases alerted to earthquakes, hence many ancestors were being detected. They also told in a very technical way to our pilot, Lanier, that the technology used there had changed dramatically in recent times, and surely that was the reason that had made our ship in inoperable condition while in flight. So they believed that many brothers had fallen without much chance of survival. Even if they could be ejected, the ocean at those latitudes was like falling into millions of needles sticking in the body at the same time. Hot damn! Hypothermia would not take long to do its thing. In this way, the custodians knocked down any possibility of infiltration, but the ships would not always be detected. Now, Josh and Riant were doing intelligence service, being able to infiltrate human military bases with direct connection to some informant mediator who spoke directly to high custodian commanders. They generally used these islands, the most recent, and what they were really upset about was possible infiltration in the known lands by giants. That was even worse for them, since they clearly knew that in the not so distant past, they could take away the custody of their most precious colony, the humanity of these walled lands, the giant humans. Motherfucker, y'all. Josh commented that Shiki was possibly the one who had infiltrated these lands, and Butler, as I have rarely seen his eyes widen, he was blown away by that information. Shiki? You say Shiki? Lanier was also surprised, asking almost the same question. Josh let a smile show nervously, and Riant clarified that they were possibly looking for the connector portal number 609. 609. That's when Butler and Lanier looked at each other even more confused than before. For what reason? What was the plan? What were the giants looking for in that connection? I was once again almost separated from them, trying to remember the thousands of books I had read over and over again in the ancestral database. I did not remember the numbers of the portals. In fact, there were not so much information on this subject. And the one there was did not reference those numbers. Then I tried again to be part of this conversation and took advantage of the situation of complete confusion between Lanier and Butler. Then I asked, why portal? What is portal 609? The one that leads to the gates of Asgard, said almost at the same time Josh and Riant. So now I joined the confusion and the same faces of Lanier and Butler. We really did not understand why Shiki and the giant humans sought to enter Asgard, also risking everything. While Captain Josh Smallboat took us all out of a very dangerous area, as those southern islands between the peninsula and the coast of South America, we headed to areas a little safer. It should be noted that the ship had been completely destroyed with an ancestral system to carry out in situations like ours. We could not leave any trace that we had visited these lands unless a few steps away from a custodian leader. There were conversations about the plan that cannot be included here, but it was about the various human generations and the connection with the Anakin, giants, and other races as well. The gates of Asgard in the first generations were guarded by species of colossal sizes, titans, as it appears in several books of the ancient histories of the new humanity. For example, in Norse mythology, okay, and the serpent called Jomundanga, Juggernaut, right? The custodian had them then brought several of these giant species from other worlds to guard the gates of Asgard and surroundings. Why so much mystery there? Well, it was first necessary to understand that in these lands, humanity was forged. The human bodies were taken by the source from the celestial lands. It is the place where it all began. The human bodies were taken from the source in the celestial lands. The direct connection that existed with Hyperborea, or the core of the known lands, was destroyed. but Portal 609 was known by then to be still operational, without being able to give any great information about it either now. It was between great mountains, between what is known as Europe and Asia. You know what mountains those are, right? Everything then began to close in my mind. First, the great confusion of learning that the great and beautiful Shiki, it's a giant human, description, look fine and muffled, who had given me her book and all the information that revealed in me and in all my group at that time a reality that I did not know completely, and thus gave me the necessary strength to return and try together with the ancestors to free my brothers that I had left behind and what I thought I would never see again. Now then, I could imagine that Shiki knew of our journey and our plan to these lands, and his journey to the gates of Asgard was intrinsically related. Was Shiki helping us to carry out this plan of human liberation? It was a possibility, a great possibility. So the next one will be chapter 29, Shiki and the human giants seek the doors of Asgard. Pretty friggin' awesome when you think about it. What do you think all the wars about? Seeking and finding what? Or what have they found? Let's get into Heaven Bearers, The Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood by Janine Helen. We have some idiots talking about the mud flood was an earthquake, liquefied the dirt. It's very true. In science class, we used to take, remember I told you when I worked at Extreme, taking people into the caves, we used to take the red clay and make a mountain, right? Make a little thing like this and pour the water. And because of the way the red clay is, its consistency and its viscosity, well, you know what I'm talking about. It would make a round swimming pool to a point. And then all I do is wipe away the clay, the lost clay, and blow gently. And you would have this thing look like a cup with the red clay. Like, and everybody's going, you know? But also an experience and when I was in college, all right? And I was like showing people how to, before the ionic fan was something, I was showing people, because I like to make planes and rockets and invent shit. I was showing them how to make wind by taking 10 copper wires, about 4 12-volt batteries. I didn't want to plug in the wall and have people all going crazy, right? And then putting this magnet over here with this coil and a wire outside of it with little holes. And I would sit there and let the ion, you would see a spark like a purplish blue. And they're like, what did you make? Put your hand in front. It's wind. Yeah. They're like, I'm like, yeah, but this is a chemical resonance. You just don't know the chemical because we call it electricity. It's not really electricity that's happening here. And that's what's giving the wind. And he was like, can you make it stronger? Of course you can make it stronger. So some of you have that little ionic fan, right? And it's a, what they call it, a bladeless fan. Anyway, we had this little thing where we had this plexiglass little fucking things about 2 feet deep. And I forget, it was big like a table, like a science table, you know, with the burners and everything. Anyway, they welded in and it had, it was like a brown, dark brown, like dirt, like soil. So this is wet. This was wet. Not wet like you could make pie. No, it was water in there because it's silica based. And they had all these things on the bottom with a couple of woofers on it. So I said, motherfucker broke out of one of them, what's that Florida subwoofer sound taste excursion? Boom, boom, boom. You know what I'm talking about, right? Like subwoofer excursion, like them things like back in the day when the people had the trucks, dead beds dancing and the shit, pop, pop, pop. And they got that deep break your window type, make you move back from the truck. Boom, boom. You know, 808s is hitting, disrupt your whole sequence of, you know, DNA. Yeah, I used to have one of them, but I ain't had my system. I had 2 elephants, but it was loud, but it just wasn't like that. Anyway, homeboy hit that switch on the side of that plexiglass, and they put that, when they plugged in, hit that switch, you could feel like, you couldn't hear it. You feel like shaking in the plexiglass. And then they turn it up on a couple little dials on sides. This is what they would show everybody. And then all of a sudden, well, you didn't see no water on the place. All of a sudden, you see water coming to the surface, like it's gathering it. The sound and the frequencies break, and then all of a sudden, and he's got like a little like popsicle stick houses start sinking. I said, what the fuck? That is not what happened, people. Everybody wants to ignore the fact that weapons existed. They didn't have the nuclear weapon. Why? Because they had to come the fuck here in order. Did I tell you about the guys in the 50s and 60s, these Navajos, when they were given the land to come over here? First thing they did was start picking up uranium right off the fucking ground. Many of them dying of cancer. I remember driving over there showing people the goddamn thing is filled in, just like the electric coal fire plant, showing them where the radium, where they used to process it at. People have a hard time dealing with this reality. It wasn't no goddamn super earthquake under the fucking ground. The earth is not a spinning ball. Fucking idiots. Not y'all, but you know, they'll come and look. I have no respect. I detest people who are, their whole thing is based upon theory, regardless of what's been stated out there. They got to run the science with all kind of errors. And though I saw this, right? And it ain't even sink that deep. I just knew that I'm over here and I see the destruction of nuclear weapons and there's other weapons that exist that y'all have no clue about, that it ain't no sun starbursts and all that other bullshit. You can see rocks, like parts of a land, like a mezzanine that still stand where all the things are crumbling around it, that have molting bubbles. I'll read that after I get done reading this. I'll go and read something to you about how that happens. How the heat creates this molten core which bubbles and then it solidifies from a quick cooling. Do the research yourself. It might cool in a different way. I don't know. But there are rocks that stand up bigger than damn buildings. That if you look at certain points, you can see dark, that something happened. Something bad happened. And you can see where the rock is molted and bubbled at certain points, at certain levels. Then you look around and realize, oh, that was connected because it's the same height as these mezzanines, like 1,200 feet up. And you're like, what the fuck? And all this down here, that's the rubble from what used to be probably valleys and waters and stuff. And, you know, destroyed. Do the research. Anyway, let's go ahead and get into Heaven Bears, The Great Reset of 1834 and the Mud Flood by Jeannie Helen. Here she goes. You know, he's going to show her over there in South Africa. Here we go. She lies there. Remember, I think they just got through, or they're getting ready to do the booby boop. Anyway, she lies there while he traces his fingers and hands all over her body, and she can't help but think that she is a traitor to the Tartarian people. Her people. Not only is she sleeping with the enemy, but she is carrying his child. Turn around, he says softly, and pulls her onto him. And watches her every expression. He finds her form and emotions mind-blowing. She is different than the others. Chapter 8. I wanted to save that little part because I think that's kind of cool as fuck, right? Anyway, the wind is howling outside and the raindrops are big and heavy. They smash up against the glass on the dining room window, and she watches how the wind blows them all over the place. There are light brown and yellow leaves stuck against the window. We had that today. And this one bugged out on it. Had the windows wide open. And she can't help but want to scratch them off with her finger. She sits in her chair and scratches gently at the table and imagines it is the window. There's a loud bang and she jumps in her seat. A branch hits the window and it snaps her out of her daydreaming and brings her back to reality. Malcolm puts his fork down for a brief moment and looks towards the window, and then takes a sip of his coffee, and they continue to sit in silence and eat their breakfast. She is 4 months pregnant, or she's showing by now, and he wants to keep her housebound to protect the baby. They argued the night before, and he slept in the guest bedroom. It was the first time he was so angry with her that he couldn't bear the thought of being near her. She started crying and he couldn't handle her, and so he left. It was the right thing to do. Before he said or did something he would regret. She is feisty now that she is pregnant. Excuse me. She is feisty now that she is pregnant. There's no apostrophe. And her emotions are all over the place. Man, oh man. God So, whew, I made my wife's pregnancy fun though. We lost the first one. I really blamed myself and the doctor, and I wanted to kill him. And the two more came, and I was still kind of lost because I knew that there was something else going on with her. And I hit it by, what you want, ice cream? You want peanut butter with banana, not a float? You want, oh, you want what? Oh, you want Spanish rice, queso? What? Okay, you carne asada and, oh, you want piononos, pasteles? Oh, you know what you want. We got pasteles we made in the fridge. So you know, so you know, so you know. And she would eat it all. And I'm sitting there getting sick. What the fuck? Anyway, so wonderful pregnancy. So I don't know how she, anyway, let's go on and get back to reading. I got stories. Anyway, the plates. Anyway, more than he would have expected them to be, as far as her emotions, okay? He reminds himself that it is a good thing she is pregnant. But deep down inside, he can't wait for the entire pregnancy to be over with, so that she can return to her normal self. Excuse me. I am not an ornament, and you can't keep me locked up here, Malcolm. She slams her hand onto the table and starts to cry. She takes her napkin and wipes away her tears out of frustration. Why am I always crying? She blurts out between the tears and puts her face into her hands. Malcolm has no idea what to say or do, so he chooses to say nothing and lets her cry. Eventually, because Malcolm's fucked up anyway, right? Eventually, he can't take it anymore. He decides to say something that should cheer her up. You were pregnant with twins. If only you knew how rare that is. You wouldn't be crying, but rather you would be celebrating. You know, Malcolm don't have a clue. This will be a first since we took over. He states. He takes a sip of his coffee, and she can see that he is very happy, proud even. Twins? What does that mean? She asks while she blows her nose. She doesn't have no clue. Remember? It means I hear 2 heartbeats, so that would mean there are 2 babies inside of you, he says sarcastically, and immediately regrets it. And my ex-wife, my first wife, right? She's like, put your head I didn't have to. I was sitting right beside her. I could hear her heart, and I could hear Jimmy's heart. Like, it was strong. Like, I said, is that my heart? Because I always hear my heart. Any of y'all ever listen to your heart? Don't let it drive you crazy. But anyway, I'm like, and I can hear that, and I can hear hers. And I hear that. I'm like, no. She's like, you could hear it. No, I can hear it. I can hear it. I said, I don't mind if I put my head to that belly, something going to happen. So anyway, right? She starts crying again. No, anyway, it means I hear 2 heartbeats, so that would mean there are 2 babies inside you, he says sarcastically and immediately regrets it. She starts crying again, and he snaps at her to stop. Bonnie, you need to stop crying. God damn it. I mean, I just can't handle it anymore. Please. Both of his hands are balled into a fist, and his eyes are agitated. Bro, you wanted to lay there all by the clock in the window, pulling it to you. What you expect, fool? How is that you feel nothing, but you are always angry? I thought Phoenicians have no emotion. She snaps back at him unexpectedly. Oh, something's arising, y'all. Her comment angers him even more, and he loses all self-control. The rain stops falling for a moment, and the wind disappears, and his eyes flash a slight purple. As they return to the normal green color, he grabs the table and flips it up against the wall. Everything happens in slow motion as she watches the coffee spill out of his cup and splash up against the white wall. Plates break into tiny pieces, and she swallows hard. She looks over at the window and focuses hard on the leaves stuck to the window. The yellow ones fall off, and the rain starts falling again. I would like to see Henry today. I would like him to tell me some stories about the old world and the mud flood. I am bored, and he can't even come here because you won't allow it, she says under her breath. I had to say it manly like. You, man, mother, anyway, right? But loud enough for him to hear her. Well, how can I say no to such a reasonable request? He barks at her and catches his breath. His voice is suddenly filled with pure sarcasm, and his expression softens just slightly. Please, Malcolm, I am not sneaking off to go and see him, and after all, you are his boss. He has to do what you say. I ought to have some perks being married to you. Malcolm is standing a couple of meters away from her, and he wants to hurt her, and he knows he shouldn't. He sits back down on his chair and neatly places his hands on his lap. He looks like a schoolboy, but his expression doesn't match his posture. I need to think about it. Being my wife, he pauses. Your perks are being my wife, that is all. What you mean? Fine, she mutters and looks away from him. She hates what he just told her, but she knows that he is right. She has one purpose, and in a few months' time, that purpose will be fulfilled. He will then decide if she is worth keeping or not. He suddenly starts talking softly. His tone is sincere, and it interrupts her thoughts, and she looks back at him. Phoenicians have a problem with anger. We can't always control it. One day I might just hurt you, Bonnie. You won't always be pregnant, and I won't always have a use for you. Do you understand what I am saying? He doesn't wait for her to reply or even nod that she understands him. He immediately stands up and begins to leave the room. Might make you wonder what rule of thumb was. Lock the door and stay inside this room for a while. He orders her and slams the door shut. She lets out a deep breath and rubs her hands together to stop them from trembling. She really believed that he was going to hurt her. Throw her against the wall, perhaps? Well, her face changes its expression, and she wants to cry again, but the tears won't come. He doesn't understand her. He doesn't even try. She doesn't want them to take her children away from her and make slaves out of them. How could he be okay with that? All he can feel is anger and nothing else. He doesn't want to care. It's not that hard, though, she mutters to herself and looks over at the mess of food and broken crockery all over the floor. She picks up a chair and throws it against the wall, and it shatters into pieces. She grabs the next chair and the next until all 12 chairs are in hundreds of pieces on the floor. She is shaking and she can't believe what she has just done. She hates him and knows she needs to get away from him. She needs to save her babies, but how? Where will she go? There is nowhere to go, and she knows this. I need to see Henry, and soon. She tells herself and sees Jane standing at the entrance to the room, pale as a white bedsheet, and she has a look of horror on her face. She saw something. Bonnie ignores her and brushes past her, just barely touching her. She puts on her coat and shoes and then stops with her hand on the door handle. I could get him into trouble, she mutters under her breath. She opens the door and then slams it shut again. That is right. Don't do that to him, Bonnie, Jane says from inside the dining room and starts to clean up the mess. Bonnie walks back towards the dining room and peeps her head around the door. I need to do something, Jane. They are going to make slaves out of my babies. She starts to cry and Jane completely ignores her. She can't bear to see her cry and she is powerless to stop them. Bonnie stands in the door frame and watches her for a while and eventually helps Jane clean up the mess. She decides to stay home and obey Malcolm this time. Perhaps he will be pleased and eventually allow her to see Henry, she tells herself. She grabs a black umbrella. It is Malcolm's, but she doesn't care and takes an oil lantern from the shelf and lights it. He never said I couldn't go down in the underground, she says to her reflection in the mirror by the door and smiles. So you know she's going back downstairs. It's going to get really good now. Excuse me, guys. My throat was a little itchy, scratchy, like weird. It's really going to start getting good, y'all. Excuse me, because I sometimes I'm anticipating somewhere it needs to be a comma or somewhere it's like a read on. I'm like, because a lot of these books, punctuation is the greatest. But this one was actually correct. That's why I backed up a couple times to read it correctly, not to be so profound. Okay? Who's that? T. Hines, what's up, beloved? Alicia Cooper, what's happening? What's happening? Ha Sizzle, what's cracking? What's going on, beloved? What's good? Yeah, you already know. Is uranium really bright green or is it more washed out jade? We talking about picking it off the ground, right? Let me show you a picture. Let me see if I can pull up the very guy. It's one of the guys I know. '60s. Is it 60s? Picking up. Yeah, let's see what it looks like. Let's see if they might not have any image pictures, but in the 1960s, I'm trying to see if because many of them died of cancer and stuff. I'm trying to see if they have the building and stuff. Okay. What the fuck have they got Chernobyl? What the hell is that all about? Okay, uranium mining in the Southwest, a legacy that poisons the land. You got that right. And they did it with intentions to poison the land. Okay, motherfuckers. Okay, see this right here? That's Tuba City. That's 98. I live back this way in Capitol on the reservation. That right there is what I drove by every day. Those are little huts where everybody worked that picked up the uranium out here and in Tuba City and all over. This right off the ground. They had them in bags. All right, let me see. Let me go back here. That's yes. Some of y'all that know me, we used to see me playing music riding down by where they had with T.I. All them guys would come and rap and sing at the Coliseum and the big fairs and the Bronco busting, and where the veterans met was right over that way by there. Let me see if I can pull this one up. Hold on. Because they look like, I'm gonna show you right now. No, uranium it's in. You remember it's in rocks, metal. It's in all kind of stuff. So it could look like this. It could be like that, or it can look like this. I just want you to see that uranium, many things like where it was found over in Tuba City. Okay, it can even look like this. Okay, like Blue 32 and all that other crap. Now, what people don't know about uranium is it comes from a different time period, from mining from latter wars of before. There's nothing new about it. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say about that. So you can do, when you think about cake, the stuff they make, sniffs out how Ukraine and Hunter sniff out nuclear weapons. They use that caking uranium, stuff that's used in poisons and stuff, put on knives and needles and all that other crap that these bastards have created. Okay, so they walk around and they will literally pick it up, and over there, Red Lake, not that from Copper Mine, Tuba City, just picking it up off the ground, which is actually mostly Hopi and, you know what I mean? So, right now you have these fucktards in this new world talking about, you know, the Asian influence and the Pacific Islands and this and that and other. Well, I say hogwash, bullshit, suck my ass. And I'm not biting my tongue, because if you want to see here's the original Fijians. And I'm going to show you this. I don't give a goddamn. All right? I have it downloaded, but I'm going to show you right on here. This is the 1920s. These are the original goddamn Fiji people. These original fucking Fijis. Not Mongolian, not some new age Ashkenazi hybrid, dumbed down motherfucking narrative. Okay? You want to see Tonga. All right. Now you got to remember you had a little mixing. But goddamn it wasn't that much. Pacific motherfucking Islanders? Huh? Okay. Up. Let's go get this. Let's look at these kids in Tonga. Now these are our people, right? I look at little Asian, right? Not one bit of that shit in me, right? Whitewash history now. You got all these motherfuckers Japan, these new age Japan, Chinese motherfuckers running around talking about blah, 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 blah. So you want to see Tonga and Fuji, goddammit. 1920s, motherfucker. These motherfuckers talking all that bullshit. This is not hate. This is us getting past the rhetoric and bullshit of this new age dystopian shit. You want to see the hybridized motherfuckers? That's what they look like. Same thing here. Not all, but the majority. Okay? I'm getting so tired of this shit. Now, when you go to 1920s and 40s and 50s, right? You got to remember, infiltrators were coming and making war all over these places. So it's already had happened. So you're going to have some mix. Like I keep talking about motherfuckers that look like me, a little taller, little wavy hair and shit like that. Because you remember most of the Pelicans coming here weren't tall. Most of them, they didn't get over 5 foot fucking 6, 5 foot 7, 8 if that. All right? Talking about our hair grades. Like, I don't have like a real fro. I mean, certain places they get like that, but in some other places it's wavy and long. Shit, I can't do nothing about that. All right? Let's go back over here. Because I had, you know, the funny thing is the picture still fucking exists. You know, we always had some small ass ears, and then you see the big ears come along. What the fuck is that? So let's look at these Tongas, right? Now you can see the influence of outside blood linking, because a lot of you so-called New Age Asians work with the Vatican to come over here to conquer our people. A lot of you ended up dead, but some of the babies came out, and you can see the Negroid and Asiatic features, which we are the true Asian superior, as in the original fucking maps. Because I'm getting tired of this narrative about these goofy motherfuckers in so-called South America in the middle part right there where all the bullshit's happening at right now. Not everywhere, just Americanized motherfuckers talking all they goofy shit. Easter Island, y'all ain't never seen pictures of them niggas. And everything around it. Even the Haitians been fooled by these motherfuckers, Marcus Garvey and a whole lot of, and there's other ones they had over there. I'm sitting there going, well, how do you all get, but then there's some Haitians that know that they've always been there. AT, you know what I'm saying? Dominicans, you got the little offspring of the motherfuckers that came to conquer the land. Some Spanish motherfuckers, right? They're hybridized motherfuckers. They forgot who they was. A lot of them are dark as midnight, like Panama. I'm getting tired of this bullshit, y'all. These motherfuckers gotta wake up and join together and stop the bullshit and know where the real enemy is. Or you still support the fucking enemy that conquered your ancestors as if it's some good shit fucking thing. This is not to bring hate, because there are many people on all walks who stand with us. It's just that those organized idiots that have a problem, as if history just changed because that's what they want to do. They need everything about order to be gone. And see, most stupid motherfuckers don't know that because they're so falsified in their fake ass privilege. Okay, that's all I got to goddamn say. Wish a motherfucker would. Mahalo. You already know, brother. Mahalo. Now, this is not no hate. We got to get past this lies. We need more of our pale skinned brothers and sisters to know that, and a lot of them know it. Don't get it twisted, y'all. A lot of them know it, and they don't even want to waste their time with the idiots. I got a bunch of them say, man, I ain't explaining shit to my, fuck them. That's what they say. Shit go down, I'm with you, cuz. I'm serious, y'all. Y'all, man, y'all be surprised to know how many actually know. How many of their pappies were so hateful, but then they like getting old, knowing they about to die, going, I done made a terrible mistake. They told the motherfucker, they walk around like, well, they don't want to get caught up in anything, but some things happen. You know, sometimes you get, my boy, Al Dorkin, man, crib pals, man, like brothers, you know what I'm saying? With his half Jewish motherfucking Italian ass, right? Yeah, man, join that police force. got to do some things. He got a little racist. But however he got off the force, he married a Dominican woman. Their sons killed him in the pool, drowned him. Maybe for some money, I don't know. But I had to check him. I had to talk to him and message him. Yo, Al, what the fuck is going on, son? And Snoo, Noreen, everybody was on his ass because we all grew up together. No, we don't play that shit where I'm from. And Al, you know his number a little bit. Anyway, he's wrestling. Real shit. And I was like, hold on, let me check. Let me see what the fuck is going on. I saw the post. I saw his comment. It's not even dark humor. It was just ignorance. And I said, what the fuck happened, bro? What's going on? What's this shit? He said, man, you know, we grew up together, man. I don't know. I says, I know what happened. When you get in that motherfucking costume, nigga, you forget who you are. And then you assimilate because you see the worst and you think everybody's the worst. And y'all make it y'all against us. It's never that way. How the fuck is that? And I says, you ever pay attention? He's like, you right. I was like, straighten it out, man. Apologize to your motherfucking brothers and sisters you grew up with. What's wrong with you, nigga? And a couple years later, motherfucker drowned him in the pool where he was hanging out in this pool in Dominican Republic. The sons murdered him. And you would think all the Italians and Jews would run over there and get some vengeance. Fuck out of here. They didn't do shit. I call them all pussies. Okay, there we go. So, appreciate y'all checking in. What was that? Hey, Rondo. Oh, I got you, bro. Oh, what's going on? Moms was born there. I'm Tongan. Okay, that's what's up. God damn it. Well, be careful what rocks you pick up. If there was a mine anywhere around there, or that might not be known, a lot of times people who like to rock, gather stuff, they get sick and they don't know why. Now, if there's no 5G and shit all around, they're trying to right now increase it to the point where it covers every part of here. Get to a good place, like a little cave or something. Keep your little healing bowl or something, brass or ceramic, and got your little chime stick and get that 100,000 plus negative and get that which fights cancer, okay? So it's good that y'all came in. I'm always happy to see everybody in the greetings, man. Means so much. I saw the Shiki writings and I could read the language. Any idea why? I couldn't tell you why. That's for you to steep into, brother. Beloved, that's Marcus, that's on you. If you can really read it, then create a channel and show them what you read. I can't sit there and doubt or claim a professor. I couldn't tell you. We have information within us, a whole lot of stuff, y'all. But you got to tap in, you know what I'm saying? You got to tap into who you are. That's why I'm pushing this so hard. And I know that it's getting, I've already seen a couple videos and I can tell the people come over here and I love that. Talking about this. And I'm like, okay, nobody else was stating this. Ascension is imminent and it's important. That means it's there waiting for you. That's what I mean when I say imminent. It's up to you when you want to ascend. Some will say, well, don't I got a verse? You need to stop partializing yourself, portraying yourself, partializing or parting yourself out to this world of things have to be a certain way bullshit. No. You can ascend and learn everything you need to learn or realize there's a lot of things you don't need to know. I can't even explain it. Whatever's for you is what it has to be. You have to take the step to be the one to say, okay, I need this. You have to speak it in. Like you giving energy, like we've all given energy to some Jesuses and to the idea of Noah, Moshe, whatever the fucking names. Y'all know there's a ton of names, right? To Baphomet. We've given energy to everything without knowing the truth, only based upon what they've constructed that robs you because it's empty. It's your real energy going to empty spaces, creating something that never existed. That's how powerful the fuck you are. These people run around in ignorance, they increase it. They become dead things walking. Zombie don't mean cut up, bloodied, and lung hanging out, and motherfucking half your nuts down in your sock while you're walking because your thing done fell off back a mile away. No. Zombie is what motherfuckers are right now. The dead awake. You starting to get it? Now, if you want a grotesque picture, think of Kensington, think of Phoenix over in what you call it. And I'm not gonna start naming all the streets, because some of y'all might still be freaks and might, I'm going out that mug. You know what I'm saying? Them hoes out there, hoes in their house. You know, we don't want that to happen. I don't want to make you weak. You know, Seattle, Washington, San Fran. All this shit just went off the chain of San Fran. Like, what the? New York. There's a number of places you can walk, and you see how quick they clean New York from San Fran up. Where them people's at? Where them people's at? Vegas, everywhere. This shit is everywhere, man. Those are the physical, what you may perceive because of the destruction anatomically, anatomically based upon the DNA, the deconstruction of the bone density, the way everything functions. These chemicals and synthetic shit made by China coming over here like they can't stop it. Did you see them motherfuckers hugged up, smiling in cheese? Disrespect to our ancestral soil because of these fucked up motherfucking frauds. That's all I'm gonna say to that. I ain't gonna go any further than that. I've had enough. Somebody said, I'm gonna say it again. If you was vote, I'd vote for Trump, motherfucker. Because I know he's gonna get back at some of you dirty son bitches that went against him. You retarded fucks. You had the chance for slow death or fast death. You motherfuckers jumped like a rabbit. Motherfucker, a kangaroo at the goddamn quickest death. I didn't know so many of y'all was suicidal. What the hell? Just dumb. Y'all went against the motherfucker to help niggas, regardless. All of them racist as fuck. But y'all went against. I was sitting there going, this is the dumbest sons of bitches. What the fuck? And anybody y'all know me, follow me, know this. Y'all know I was saying, these some bitches gonna jump on the. I'm telling you, they just gonna stick their head in the motherfucking mouse rat trap. They gonna go in that little black box with no way to come back out. And it ain't amazing, nigga. You gonna be up in there talking about, Timmy, I'm hungry. And we let a motherfucker throwing you in the backs of one of them hazmat motherfucking big ass trucks. Stupid ass. And then listening to the dumbest niggas as if they somebody. But in school, he was always right. About what? But at the deacon, and the deacon what? Is deacon who? But the past what? Pasteurized Joe, what is you talking about? Said, you can't think for your goddamn self. You can't do Thumbelina research. Put on a tutu and dance around and go, woohoo, I found some good information. Oh my goodness, my people is destroyed for lack of knowledge. Ain't that what they say in that old Bible they call the good book? Anyway, I appreciate y'all coming in. I ain't gonna rant on too much more because I don't want people to get all, because you know people are very emotionally, but I'm gonna lash out at you because something's not right. All right? And drop the gas price back down. Everything is bullshit what they doing, man. You either know it, you realize and see it for what it is, or you don't. You feel me? And if you don't, shut the fuck up. That means you don't know. So why would you say something if you don't know nothing? That's how you deal with some of these people in their hypocrisy, all right? This is nothing against my Spanish and Latino brothers and sisters. What this is against the hypocrisy and the bullshit. Either you know or you don't fucking know. And the problem is most people are running around with, you know, they say that Mexico, certain places in Mexico are the most racist motherfuckers, right? You know why, don't you? Figure it out. Not homies though, but I'm just saying. She motherfucking, why niggas here hate themselves. All right? It's bigger than what you can even imagine. It's deeper than what you can think. And it's Monday, right? Friday. Is there a possibility maybe we can get all these motherfucking books, people? Yes, that was a trip when they cleaned up the streets, especially one that was near me, but it's back damn near how I was. Yeah. But you see what I'm saying? It's all bullshit. Every one of them, these politicians are full of shit. But it's one thing to say it. It's another thing when people realize it and be like, and like, oh, they're untouchables? Get the fuck out of there. That's over in Hindustan. That's them himshis walking around. Eunuchs, whatever the fuck they want to call them. That the men every year doing a certain festival, go away from their wife and their kids and go and sleep with one of them men's. And these motherfuckers want to come over here and think, shit. That's why them motherfuckers look at me and they look awake. I guess they're getting the word, leave that motherfucker be. Because see, I be looking at them like, boy, if you don't get the fuck away from me with your too flimsy ass motherfucker. Anyway. Okay? Nobody got time for that bullshit. All right? So, just gave you some more vices. All right? Again, sisters, brothers, and I'll see y'all tomorrow. Hope y'all enjoyed the reading. Yeah, it's still there. Cash App's right there. Snoo got off work. She's probably sleeping. All right? Baby girl sleeping. She didn't come in. But I appreciate y'all. It's love. I hope y'all enjoyed the reading. So I got to remember, sometimes there are read-ons that don't require a comma, but sometimes I'm always looking at something. So you might see me doing that more often because there's a lot of books I'm reading, and some of them, I'm literally like this, comma. Semicolon. Come on. Quotation marks, motherfucker. I'm just saying, you know. So I'm doing my best. All right, and I actually hit them up on their Gmail, and I'm saying, like, you might want to go over your book. I know you're gonna probably printed about 10,000 copies, and probably don't matter, but it's good to inform them, especially if it's a new book. Oh, damn it! I got a book, y'all. I'm sorry. I opened it up. Look how they sent it in this big ass box. The Return of the Gods by Jonathan Kahn. Didn't even pull out the box, y'all. I opened it, and I was like, holy shit. They put this little ass book in this big ass box. It was just a flapping around, no letter or nothing, no thank you. You punk motherfucker, a Rolex or a retirement check. You know what I'm saying. So, another one. There we go. All right? So, again, I appreciate y'all. Share this. Mad love. And, y'all, hit that donation, bro. We getting there, all right? We getting. Yeah, what you gonna do, nigga? Scared the shit out your ass. Hey, standing there looking at me like that. Like he was stuck. Said zombies and the nigga ain't moved. I'm about to. Oh, your ass moving now. What the fuck is that all about? Anyway, no, I'm just playing, y'all. Y'all have a grand evening.